Colvin. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everything going?
Everything's just going okay.
Okay. Well, did you have a good weekend?
Been pretty good so far. I'm just happy for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to check in and just see if you wanted to pick up where we left off last session, or if you wanted to start with something new this session.
Yeah, that's fine. We can pick up where we left off last week. Work's still crazy. Today was really wild. Wild day and it's hot outside.
Oh man, I completely understand. I was walking up the steps and I started sweating. And then by the time I got in the building, I was out of breath. So definitely understand. And so I know last session when you mentioned work and you talked about your family, especially your mom and your grandparents being important to you. Can you go a little bit more in depth about that in a relationship with your daughter?
Yeah. So yesterday I did talk to my mom. She FaceTimed me. We talked for like an hour, so that was fun. She had went on a cruise. I forgot she went on a cruise, and I'm like, I'm not picking up. But she had went on a cruise, so that was it. And I don't know how I forgot, because we was just joking about it.
Mm-hmm.
She went on a little 3-day cruise. But that was cool. I'll probably see her tonight. Yeah, I'll see her tonight.
Okay. And what about your daughter?
She doing good. She just wild. Like, that little girl is wild. Like, wild. She's staying up later. She running around like off the chain now, but it's all good.
Okay. And is she still in school or
She go to daycare. Yeah,
okay.
She go to daycare. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, like work, it's been kind of wild still. Today was crazy. Like, first thing in the morning, we had 2 girls about to fight, and the principal, like my head school principal, like tried to break it up, and one of the girls pushed her, and so they broke it up. Then like they walked in the hallway, she pushed the principal again. Like my principal like almost lost her job, I'm sure, because like you can't be pushing people like that. Like, and she didn't even do anything. Like the security broke it up, but she just picked my principal and just got mad and started pushing her. So that was crazy. That was first thing in the morning. It was like, getting kids in the school building. We had like multiple fights, kids skipping. So like it's getting hot now, so they're really skipping now. Like first we didn't have a problem with skipping, but now like the kids are skipping. They trying to leave the school because it's hot outside. Like it's getting crazy.
Oh man, it sounds like you have an even tougher job now, just not managing the students as well as actually trying to keep them in the school now. So.
Yeah, definitely. And my caseload is getting bigger because like Petersburg have a lot of kids that move into the city lately. So a lot of kids, are sped kids. So my caseload is getting bigger, and the behaviors are getting more severe. Like we have a lot of violent behaviors now. So before, I would say the new year, it was just like, refusing to do work, maybe had some outbursts, but now it's like walking out, leaving the school, being in unauthorized areas of the school, fighting, stuff like that is happening now. So it's really getting stressful, man. And, I'm still gonna fight the good fight.
Yes, I know. I know. How are you managing? What are your methods? And how are you kind of, coping with that since it's been so many changes?
Yeah. So for one, I kind of cope with it because I feel like I'm relatable. I remember I was that kid that I just wanted to get out of Petersburg, so I did whatever I could do to get out. So sometimes I acted out. Maybe I was just like, I'm sick of this place, I hate it here. So, and I didn't use my environment to my full potential because I didn't know. And so one way I cope with it is because I am those kids. So I know what they're up against. So my thing is if I can tell them what I'm doing now and my steps to get to this point, maybe they can miss some of the struggles that I went through. So I cope with that one way. In another way, I just suppress a lot of my feelings and emotions. I just, all right, it is what it is. I deal with it. I'm not gonna wind up cry because who really cares? Honestly. So that's another one of my things.
You shared a lot there, so I kind of want to back up a little bit. And when you say you suppress, emotions and feelings, can you go a little bit more in depth about, why you tend to suppress those feelings or emotions, and how it connects to, you being at the school, and just kind of your connection with the current students there?
I would say I suppress my feelings because, for one, I mean, honestly, who really cares? There's some people that's like you, Doc, like, you're gonna listen to me, but you really don't care. Like, all right, buddy, like, you still got bills, nobody's gonna give me my money to pay my bills or whatever. So, that's one of those things. And then that's what I always been doing, and I've been okay. I think.
How's that working for you?
I guess it's working. I mean, I'm still alive. I get through some things that I like to do. I guess it's working. I don't know, but I really don't have any skills to do it a different way, or I'll say I don't feel comfortable doing it another way.
Okay, so I'm going to touch back on that towards the end of the session, because I have an idea. I want to just kind of see if you'll be interested in, taking home some homework and kind of working on that aspect of, identifying you suppressing, emotions and feelings. And so we'll touch bases back on that one, okay? Okay. And I know you mentioned the school and then all of the changes. And so, do you have a support team at school? Are you? Because I know you told me before you have multiple roles that you play. But what about your support team? How is that working?
I do. So this is a funny story too. So it was Tuesday, I believe. So in the mornings, we had security to they warn the kids and then they check their backpacks. So since there's not a lot of guys there and we really short staffed, we're always it's always at least 2 teachers missing, at least. And so I help search the book bags at 1 in the morning. So Tuesday morning, the head security guard. So we got 2 doors that the kids come in, 2 different doors. So I'm at the back. So the kids come in and I search their book bag. So think about it. It's a school of almost 1,000 kids, and it's just me and another security guard checking book bags. So just say we get 300 kids, they get 700 kids. And so we finished before that group. So we finished checking all the kids, warning the kids. We put the tables up, and I'm headed to my post. That's nowhere near my job description. I'm a sped case manager, not a security guard. So as I'm leaving, the head security guard says, Drayden, y'all need to get more kids. Y'all closing the door too early. So it sent me in rage because, for one, I know her personally, and I know some things she don't want me to say. And secondly, lady, this is not my job. I'm doing this as a favor to you. You're security, not me. So that sent me to a rage, but I had got some good news that day too, so I just shrugged it off. But my support system, I said it says my support system there is real small. Me and my principal are tight. My other AP, we cool. I got some cool teachers, but a lot of my teachers aren't invested in the city like I am. Just a job. To me, this is my cousins, my neighbors, my friends' kids, So I would say my support system is real small, but they are good and we're like glue. So I think I got a good support system, but it's good. It's not where it should be or great.
Okay. And so just kind of want to reflect on what you said. It seems like it can be very challenging and stressful depending on what day it is or what you're having to deal with.
Yeah.
So when fights are breaking out or if you're having to help or support another member of your team, where does that leave you? Because like you say, you know, you're a SPED case manager, but where does that leave you in terms of what you are responsible for doing?
Yeah, it slows me up or puts me behind, and that's one of my things. But the good and bad thing about it is we're so short staffed as a district. Nobody even knows. You know what I'm saying? It's not to the point where it's affecting my job where kids are not getting what they're supposed to get. Like, all my kids are getting their accommodation, they're getting their time with me. But I'm taking work home. So I'm not getting my time with me. You know, like, say if I had IEP to do, my planning period is spent catching up on what I could have been doing throughout the day. Instead of planning and doing my work, I'm either watching a kid or a kid stuck with me because he just fought, and then there's 2 other kids who got kicked out of a class because they was texting on their phone or something like that. You know, so it's one of those type of things.
That sounds very difficult. And you know, that sounds very difficult. And so I do want to just kind of go back to what you said in regards to you having to take work home. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What are you taking home exactly?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking work home, I think. I think your job, 9 jobs out of 10, you got work outside of that little 8 hours. But I feel like the way schools are structured, it's structured for me to have time to work at work as well, but I don't because I'm taking on extra responsibility. So like, for instance, like, I have a planning period. So planning period should be whatever I need to get done to prepare myself for the next class, the next day, or what I didn't catch up on that day. But my planning is tied up putting out fires. So I don't even get a chance to even look at, okay, so period 1, 2, and 3, we did this well. Let's make sure we hit this hard 5th block. All right, this worked well, grades and papers, this look good. It's none of that. So now I'm telling my gen ed teacher, like, look, I can't grade no papers. I gotta finish this kid IEP, I gotta finish this kid. I got an MBR tomorrow, I gotta do a education, I gotta do progress notes when I get home. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna take me 3 hours, you know, or however long it takes me. That takes outside of me and my daughter time, me and my time, me and my wife time, me and whatever I want to do, because I gave this job 8 hours already. You know, so it's one of those things.
That sounds like it can be very stressful. And then also you mentioned, you know, having that time. So I guess, you know, boundaries, you know, where are we, you know, between work? Of course, you know, your job is important, like you said, but then also your family. You know, how do we separate work COVID from, you know, at home COVID?
I struggle with boundaries. I struggle with boundaries across the board, I think. I'm the type person that I like structure, but I don't like a set schedule. So I don't really have a bedtime. My daughter does. I don't really have a time to eat. My daughter does, but I struggle with boundaries because, you know, bless you. I have said no a few times, or y'all leave me alone, I'm busy right now. But that puts so much pressure on everybody else. So then that boundary that I set comes with even more responsibility later. You know, because so for instance, I've had a kid come to me like, look, I ain't going there today, I'm gonna go off on her, right? The security said, no, you're not staying with him today, you're going to class. He or she go into class and set that teacher out. The teacher cries, she gotta go home, and she not coming tomorrow, she's stressed out. And the kid gets suspended, 2 kids get suspended because they fought. So now, the following day, we missing a teacher, so now we gotta split them kids up, or that's a burden on somebody else to go in there. And these 2 kids get suspended, so now they get time or they miss an instruction, or the parent is, this kid, they keep parent going off into school and wanting to, fight the other kid and all that stuff. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? So like, the burden is bigger than the boundary almost. But maybe it's not, because in a sense I gotta look out for me.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm just not a selfish person. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that can be selfish in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that seems like a lot going. It seems like it's a greater responsibility, and not more so for the school. It just seems like it all kind of relies on you. Is that correct?
Nah, I don't want to say that, because it sounds like if I'm not doing something and the school fails, I don't want to say it like that.
Okay.
But I look at it like I got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wouldn't say that it all falls on me, but I think I play a major role, because when I'm absent, it's other people that has to pick up the slack.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say it all falls on me, but I think I do play a big role. And not that I don't want to play that role, because I don't mind, because like I said earlier, this is my community, and nothing is more important than my people. But somehow I gotta find a happy medium, and I think I gotta like just tighten up on my finances, like with my personal company. I need to just once I really start making a set amount of money, I don't think it'll matter no more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it sounds like, while being in the school system is important to you, you also have a personal business that, is also important to you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Most
and
definitely.
So we're using funding from school to kind of help structure the business the way you want it to be?
Nah, because my business is my main source of income.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funding coming from gifts.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
So nah, that's not it. I just I don't know. I'm just not comfortable without a certain amount of money. So, without that money, I don't want to leave my job. And even when I do get that amount of money, I'm not just gonna leave my job, but I don't want it to be. I'm almost stuck there, because and that you just helped me figure out some boundaries, because I'm doing so much for other people that I gotta work this other job too. Because if I didn't have those other responsibilities, that's good. If I didn't have those other responsibilities, then I wouldn't have to work that. Yeah. So yeah.
It sounds like you just had an aha moment there.
But I think my breakthrough, I did. My breakthrough is, how do I cut them off? And I know you probably can't answer that. I gotta figure that out.
Right.
But
so, however you come to that that conclusion, or that answer, reflect back on, just like what you shared with me. You have responsibilities, and I know you're loyal to your community, and the school system is also a big point for you, because you know so much with the students, and you see yourself in them. But then also, this is COVID with responsibilities to his family. It sounds like your business is doing very well, and you want to elevate. So I'm gonna leave you with a question and some homework. So my last question is, I want you to kind of talk a little bit more about business. What your plans looks like, what you're more interested into, and where you want to get with your business. Because it seems like school is on that level as well. And then you also talked about boundaries. So my homework for you, for the next section, is to kind of look at where we stand with school. You do play a lot of roles in the school, but where your boundaries are, you know, in terms of school, and then also with business, you know, where do you stand? Does that sound like something you can do for the next section?
Most definitely.
Okay. Well, I want you to have a good weekend, and we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Thanks, Doc. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.